Hello, it's time for another tarot reading, and for the first time since I've jumped on YouTube, I've been called to use this deck, the Bone, Stone and Earth Flesh Tarot, the Reawakening. And this tarot deck, I barely use this one myself. It's quite confronting, so I prefer to use the other two that I have, but I felt called to use this one, so we're going to see what's in store for us. If this reading found you, it most likely is for you, but use your discernment always. Okay. Okay. The Eight of Pentacles. Okay. I saw in my mind something you've been working very hard for, ... ellipses. Four of Wands. Four of Wands. That's interesting. I did not think this one was going to be a divine union message, but it appears to be so. Something you have been working very hard for. And in my other tarot decks, the Four of Wands is very, in terms of the picture, it's very representative of a happy ending, as in there's four pillars that you can visibly see that are holding up, you know, either the roof or the awning of what looks to be, you know, that image that you see towards the end of a movie or whatever, to symbolize you've made it, that happy ending. It symbolizes marriage, it symbolizes union, it symbolizes the home. In this deck, you can see that there's a strong feminine presence, and she is being adorned by, we can only guess, her mum, her grandma, or somebody, an auntie from her community. And she seems at peace. She seems restful. She seems like she's made it. And even though I said I didn't think that this was going to be a divine union message, let's pause that element. It seems that something that you have been working very hard for is yourself. You have been working on yourself very hard. You have been working on your self-worth. You have been working on removing all the layers that are buffering, are creating a buffer between the authentic you and the world. You have been peeling and peeling and peeling. I didn't even see that, but can you see how she's stripping back layers of the quill? You have been peeling and peeling and peeling and peeling and peeling layers of yourself back to be able to allow your authentic self to shine through to the world. And this Four of Wands energy, which is union energy, it is marriage energy, it is happily ever after energy, but it's also happily ever after for you. It's this crowning moment for you where potentially your ancestors are saying, well done. You have removed the last layer. be free, be you. And ironically, being you, ironically to you, being you is all that you ever needed to do in order to attract your happily ever after. And why is it ironic to you? Because you've lived your whole life believing that you had to be someone else, or you had to follow a certain status quo, or you had to have this and have that and blah, 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 depending on the different stories that you told yourself growing up, or that were conditioned or instilled into you growing up. Ironically, the thing that was going to lead you to your happily ever after was you being you. Yay. People want to see you be you, by the way, even though you trigger them. I know it's weird, but you have so many fears around being the real, authentic you. But the people in the world want to see the real you, because that's how the people in the world that are meant to be close to you can find you. They can only find you if you are being the real you. Your counterpart, for example, can only find you if you are being the real you, the authentic you out in the world, not just behind closed doors. People want the real you. Your people want the real you. And the people who don't want the real you, that's just information. So then you can keep walking. And I understand it's easier said than done, but isn't that better than staying stuck on people who don't want the real you, and therefore you put another layer or another buffering layer in between the real you and the world so that you can keep that person close to you, or keep those people, or keep that job, or keep that status, or whatever it is? Everything that you've ever wanted is on the other side of shedding those layers. And the real you is going to look different than anybody else in every category. This deck, it's, how do I explain it? Energetically, it's denser. It's these two, the other two that I've been using, they feel a lot more light and fluffy. This one is packed. More depth. I heard, which is symbolic of the real you coming out to the world. All of you, the depth of you, the richness that is you, allowing that to be seen. Allowing your voice to be heard. Allowing people to be disappointed. Allowing people to be triggered. We have the Queen of Pentacles and the Two of Swords. Two of Swords, Queen of Pentacles. There's this, what's the opposite of convergence? There's this opening of two paths before you right now. When I go silent, I'm having a conversation with spirit, or in this case, a little argument. I was saying, I don't want to do this reading. I don't want to do this reading because I'm going to get it wrong, because this tarot deck feels harder to read, especially for a collective like yourselves, as opposed to just one person. But this is a more challenging deck, at least for me, to read. And Spirit said, don't you get up, don't you stop recording. There's a path opening up, there's a left and a right, and it is kind of like a convergence, and then it continues on, right? This point in your journey, you deciding to either turn left or go right, which is the path of your truth, which is the path of continuing to live authentically in your authentic truth, which is going to ruffle a lot of feathers, is going to be the way for you to achieve the financial abundance that you have been envisioning, because I feel that you can feel this coming. And for you, the soul watching this, the way for you to get to your financial abundance, the way for you to get to your financial resting state, is to be authentically you and to continue to walk the path that is uncomfortable, at least in the beginning, where people will look, where people will watch, where people may judge. But Spirit wants you to know that you probably fear people judging more than they actually do. In reality, what's happening is people are inspired, but you are catching them in a very vulnerable state. So it may come off as judgment, but they're actually just intimidated and inspired. It takes a very, 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 very authentic and strong person and true person to celebrate somebody's authenticity. And what we know is that these kinds of people are rare in your society. And I realize I'm co-reading this with Spirit, so okay, let's keep going. We'll see where this goes. I think that's why I said I don't think this is a divine union reading. And then the Four of Wands came out. But then we read into it something else. Eight of Wands. Fast forward moving momentum action. That's you on the horse. Once you decide to turn right, once you decide, I don't care who stays, I don't care who goes, I don't care who's coming, I don't care what they say about me, I don't care if I'm going to be uncomfortable in the beginning, I'm going. Once you say yes to turning right, you will gain momentum and you will head towards your happily ever after. But your happily ever after is not just a moment in time. It's not a one event. It's not a wedding. It's not meeting your soulmate. It's not making the money and having that number in your bank account. Your happily ever after is living a reality day in and day out, living a reality which fills you with love, which fills you with light, which fills you with empowerment, which fuels you, which makes you feel peaceful, which makes you feel good. It's an ongoing happily ever after. It's not an end event. It's not a singular event or a combination of a couple of events, of a few events. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of living. It's a way of living your life. Up until this point, you've probably lived your life Maybe in a great way, in a very blessed way, you're very grateful for what you have, but there's something in you that feels that you're not living the life that you're meant to be living, that something is missing, or that there are particular elements which are not quite right for you. And if that's what you feel, that's correct. Whatever it is that you feel when something is off, when something's not quite a good fit, that's how you know. And the path to unraveling the path that is for you has been unbecoming everything that is not you, so you could be shown the way to get to this convergence point, to say, it's getting uncomfortable now because I'm shedding the last few layers of everything that's standing between the me that I was presenting to the world and the real me. If I turn right, I'm going to have to put up with a lot more attention. I'm going to have to put up with a lot more opinions. I'm going to have to put up with a lot more energy coming my way. Am I going to do it? I think you are going to do it. You're going to jump on the horse. I think this is what you wanted. This message is probably just confirmation for you to say, if you're feeling that unease, or you're feeling that fear, the fear coming up of, I want to try something new, and I want to not respond, or I want to walk slightly different, or I want to start to dress a slightly different way, or I want to cut my hair, or I want to quit this job and I want to get a job in this, whatever, right? And you've started to feel a little bit of fear, like, how am I going to explain this to my mum? How is my partner going to react? What are my overseas relatives going to think? What is my current boss going to think? And you start to get all of these thoughts. They can be very consuming and they can make it feel very real. But at the end of the day, what do you want? What do you feel in the body, not in the mind? What do you feel? That is your guiding light. Spirit's crazy. The Hermit in reverse. Did I even show that properly? The Hermit in reverse. Let me show it upright. Whoever you are, this convergence point, this X point where you're being asked, what are you going to do? Is here. You're feeling the fears rising because the point is here. Spirit is asking you to get on the horse, to come out of hermit mode. It's time to be seen. It's time for people's energy to be focused on you. Whatever this is regarding, maybe it's starting a new business, maybe it's putting yourself out there, maybe it's starting to dress differently, maybe it's changing jobs, whatever it is for you that you know that I'm speaking to right now is the thing that's bringing up the fears. Do it. Express yourself. Do it. If it's making you uncomfortable, do it. This is what's needed. No breakthrough, no changing of ancestral lineage ever came from comfort. Okay? So changing a lineage and liberating mental constructs, liberating ways of being, liberating the authenticity that not only resides in you, but has resided in every one of your ancestors who also had it repressed, is not going to be comfortable. So the fear that you're feeling, good. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Spirit is asking you to come out of hermit mode and do the thing that is making you uncomfortable. Do it. Do it uncomfortable. Do it. I need tea. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. This is the start of a new beginning. I feel like the start of a new opening in your heart. Yeah. Can you see in the image? I'll show you in a second. She's holding a lotus flower, and it seems to be, there seems to be a spot for it right near her heart. You see how she's holding it in her hand here, and there seems to be a spot for this flower here. So what I'm feeling from this card is there's going to be, this new path is going to open a new area of your heart, and it's important. This is what you came for. You came to express, you came to open your heart, and you came to do it publicly. I know that's annoying, but you did, because you are here to inspire other people to, in their own way and in their own life, open their heart, even if just a little bit. But you, I'm talking to somebody who's signed up in this lifetime. I'm sorry, honey, but you have to. You've signed up in this lifetime to open your heart and do it publicly and be seen and inspire others. We're not saying push yourself to be seen and push yourself in front of people and make sure that you're heard. No, 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 no. Authentically. But we know that if you're listening, there's an area in your life that currently is making you uncomfortable because there's a desire that's pushing you to do something that's outside of your comfort zone or outside of your traditional design system in the mind, in the wardrobe. And the desire is pulling you to do something that's making you uncomfortable in your current operating rhythm. But you have to say yes. You don't have to. We encourage you to say yes, because this is the stepping stone to get you on this path of becoming an inspiration to others. There is something that is King of Pentacles. There is something that is being asked of you that your soul wants you to do, that is making you uncomfortable, that's going to put you in some type of spotlight. Doesn't necessarily have to be a stage. It could just be a spotlight with your family that's making you uncomfortable, and Spirit is asking you to do it anyway, to do it uncomfortable, to do it imperfectly, to do the thing and then deal with the ramifications. And you can deal with the ramifications with humor. Yeah, haha, I know I'm trying a different style. Yeah, haha, okay, cool, whatever. It's not even about them. This is about you allowing yourself to express yourself in ways that allow you to feel that you are liberating pieces of your heart out into the world. You have no idea the ripple effect that you're creating just by doing these small or big acts. I didn't even think about it. I put the King of Pentacles right next to the Queen of Pentacles. Counterparts. I want to get one more before I clarify. Okay. Seven of Cups, Four of Swords. Okay. Interesting. I'm speaking to a divine feminine. Your counterpart has been hiding in the bushes. Also dealing with the layers of buffering that are between their real self and the world. And that's where they've been living. Let me show you. Seven of Cups. These are the different masks that they've been wearing. and the Four of Swords. They've just been living there, just hanging out, not moving. And King of Pentacles. I'm not sure if I showed this, so I'll show it again. Hanging out in the bushes. So you liberating yourself, I mentioned this in the beginning, is the way, ironically, remember, ironically, you being you is the way to get everything you want. And part of what you want, feminine, is your divine masculine counterpart, is the Four of Wands. I did a reading about this morning, actually. I had a vision when I woke up. I was given a vision. So if you're interested in that, check that one out. I think these two are connected. As the feminine, you lead spiritually. And you have been doing this work. What was the first card that we had? Eight of Pentacles. Let me check. Eight of Pentacles. Something you have been working very hard on. And then we got the Four of Wands, yourself. You have been working very hard on yourself, on shedding those layers and revealing the true, authentic you. And this is what called your counterpart in. So it was necessary for you to undergo this journey in order for you to become the authentic vibration of you, so that you could open the door to your counterpart coming in as the authentic vibration of them. So this thing, this convergence point that you're at, Spirit is urging you to say yes to the dress, do the thing. If it makes you uncomfortable, do it anyway. Even more of a reason to do it. If it feels vulnerable, do it. Do the thing. The Emperor in reverse. The masculine will continue to stay stuck until you say yes. I'm sorry, honey. I'm sorry, honey, that's how it works. The masculine, your divine counterpart, if you've met them or you haven't met them, doesn't matter. The divine counterpart, divine masculine counterpart that you're connected to, will continue to stay stuck in this pool with his masks on, hiding in the bushes, watching from a distance, until you say yes to taking the road that is uncomfortable, jumping on the horse, coming out of hermit mode, opening your heart, doing the scary thing, doing the vulnerable thing. For me, today, it was as small and maybe as insignificant, but it was very significant to me, as instead of getting what I would call dainty or soft feminine nails, I got square. Which is ridiculous, because dainty and small in my mind is completely different to somebody else's definition of dainty and small or delicate. And my soul, Maria's soul, had been wanting square nails forever. And I always stopped myself because I convinced myself that it didn't fit the aesthetic that fits me. But the Spirit doesn't work this way. And it took me a long time to get to the point where I said, I think I don't give a fuck anymore what fits any kind of aesthetic. I clearly really want square nails. I'm going to put up with people telling me whatever they want to tell me about my square nails, or people looking at me funny, or me feeling uncomfortable because I'm rocking a style that's completely different to an aesthetic that I've grown accustomed to. That's how small or how big the decision that you've been umming and ahhing about, that's the kind of decision that we're talking about. Start saying yes to the things that you want, okay? I heard, and the masculine will follow. You have to go first, feminine. Okay? We're not talking about moving towards your masculine. That's his job. He moves towards you. But you, as the feminine, you have to move towards you for him to move towards you. Yes? You have to move towards the real you. Start listening and paying attention to your desires. 9 of Pentacles, Temperance. You have been a single bad bitch for quite some time, and you've been very patient on this divine union journey. So it did end up being a divine union message. What you didn't realize is that the requirement of being seen as you was needed. Okay? There's been a lot of waiting and a lot of patience within you. I think targeted towards the masculine, saying, I'll wait and I'll be patient and I'll continue being a bad bitch. And eventually he'll figure out his stuff and he'll come to me. However, there's been this element of you needing to be seen as your authentic self. Can you see she's shining very bright? She's wearing green, short dress, big flower, and there's people back here in grey just staring at her. She's holding a butterfly as well. There's this element of you needing to shed the last layers that are covering the real you from the world. And it doesn't matter, aesthetic profiles, this doesn't fit who I've been showing up as, this doesn't fit what people already know about me, this doesn't, this and that, and this person, and my family, and my religion, and I'm sorry, honey. You, the only thing that matters is you. What do you want to express to the world without filters? Not what do you want to express to the world for the world. No, what do you want to express to the world for you? And allowing yourself to do that. Even if you're scared, even if you're embarrassed, do it embarrassed. Just do it so this motherfucker can get on his way. He can get out of the pool and get on the horse. And I know you've done a lot of work on yourself. This is exciting though. It's scary, but it's exciting. It's you getting to liberate maybe more of what your inner child wants. What you wanted as a little girl. What you maybe didn't have time for in your teens or in your early 20s or in your late 20s because you had to survive. You had to take care of other people. You had to make sure that you were safe. Whether physically, psychologically. Now that you've healed so many things, that you've learned a lot of lessons, now that you're at peace, now that you feel safe, this is when the real you is being asked, can I come out now? Is it safe? And the you that's been performing to the world for all these years is going, ooh, that's a bit out there. square nails, but she's more of an oval shape, short, one color type girl. Oh, what's this person going to think, and what's this person going to think, and what's blah, 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 blah. I'm not dismissing the experience. That's why I'm sharing my experience with nails. Hopefully to show you that it can be something small to other people, but to you it can be a massive deal, and that's okay. If it's a massive deal, it's trying to get your attention, and Spirit's trying to say, do it. Do it. Oh wow, a few more and we'll close. It's bedtime. This one. Bitch! The Lovers. I don't know how to focus it, but the Lovers. Do I have to explain that one? Your alchemy and you falling in love with yourself and allowing your real self to shine through all the time, no matter how uncomfortable, is going to bring your masculine out of this rest, bush hiding, facade presenting bullshit, and allow him to move to you. Not perfectly. You don't need to be perfect either. That's why Spirit is saying, do it afraid, do it embarrassed, do it uncomfortable. It's not about how well you do it. It's not about you being perfect at doing the thing and you nailing it, whatever it is. Square nails can be an example. It's just about you passing over the fear and saying, okay, fear, I'm going to go over you because I'm still going to do it. That's all that's required. You don't have to be good at it. You don't have to be perfect at it. That's an illusion anyway. That's all that the masculine is waiting for. His soul, his energy. That's what's required from you. The you watching. Okay? That inner alchemy of you saying yes to all of you is calling him in. One more. Page of Wands. Okay, Page of Wands. Page of Wands. Can you see how she's wild? Or she's depicted as being wild and petting a tiger? Is there a snake on this too? Yeah, there's a snake next to her leg. It's like she's embraced the wildness. She's embraced the unpredictable. She's embraced it. This is the start of your new journey. This is a go. Get the square nails, get the duck nails, get the whatever nails. Do the thing, say the thing, start the channel, start the business, quit the job, start the new job. Change your wardrobe. Start wearing makeup, stop wearing makeup, whatever it is for you, feminine watching. Okay? Okay. I'm going to leave it there. No? Okay. 4 of Cups in reverse. You embracing the start of this journey is getting this masculine out of, I just heard rest and digest. Hopefully not. We want him to be in rest and digest, which is your parasympathetic nervous system. But it's getting him out of this. And that's what you want, right? I'm going to leave it there. Good night.